Today, I'm going to share why I switched from controller to keyboard and mouse in Fortnite, how my first month has been, and answer some questions I've gotten about the transition. If you're thinking about making the switch or just curious about the challenges, stick around and watch till the end. So let's start with why I made the switch in the first place. I've been playing Fortnite on controller since chapter 2, but after quite a bit of time, I started feeling like I wasn't improving. I hit my skill ceiling. My builds were slow, my edits were mid, and I didn't feel like I was improving. I wanted to challenge myself, and keyboard and mouse felt like the perfect way to push my skills and enjoy the game again. Plus, I had just bought my first gaming PC, so it was a perfect time to make the switch. It's been about a month now, but I'm definitely still in the process of adjusting. At first, I was struggling like crazy. I kept misclicking keys, my aim was shaky and my building, let's not even talk about that. It was just straight up trash. But after a month of practice, it's all started to click. The muscle memory's now here, and I'm enjoying it so much. It's been the funnest time of Fortnite ever for me. So is keyboard and mouse better? I'd say yes. In terms of precision and control, that your aiming is way more accurate, your builds and editing is 10 times faster, you have both your hands to control instead of just using your thumbs on a small little stick. It really changes the whole game for me. I've definitely noticed a difference in my reaction time and able to pull off quicker edits. I feel like I'm almost as good as I was in controller, so I've basically justified the switch. When it comes up to close fights, I'm also way better. What's been the hardest part? The hardest part of making the switch is definitely learning the keybites coming from controller. It was tough to reprogram my brain to have to use all 10 of my fingers, and press a million keys and remember them without looking. It takes a lot of time, but it will work. Sometimes in the middle of a fight, I just forget the edit key and I press G and mark something, or I don't edit, or I just do something completely out of my mind. These mistakes now happen less often, but they still sometimes happen. Do I miss playing with the controller? Honestly, the answer is not really. After a month on keyboard and mouse, I'm really enjoying it and it's way more fun. The control and precision I get with the mouse cannot be beat by anything a controller does. Especially when it comes to building and editing, it's just on a whole different level compared to the controller. The flexibility and the speed I now have is so much more responsive, and honestly, I don't feel like I have any reason to be held back, and I'm not really missing controller anymore. How has switching to keyboard and mouse affected my playstyle? This has been one of the biggest changes I've noticed with controller. I used to tend to play more defensively and box up a lot more, relying on my simple building for cover and to outlast fights. But now, with keyboard and mouse, I'm a lot more mechanical, aggressive, and my fights are a lot more fast-paced, like one and done. Being able to quickly edit and build with more precision has made me want to take more risks. I feel like I can control fights better, edit faster, box people up better, do piece control on people better, and even have better peaks I could never do in controller. I've also noticed that my movement is way more fluid, so I'm not restricted when I'm trying to outplay my opponents. My last question is, did keyboard and mouse change how I feel about Fortnite? So, honestly, yes. I feel like I'm enjoying the game in a totally different perspective now. It's not necessarily different, but it just feels a whole lot more enjoyable, if that's the way I put it. Before, when I was playing on controller, I hit a skill ceiling. It became repetitive and even frustrating when I wasn't winning. But since making the switch, I've had a renewed sense of excitement. Every match feels like an opportunity to push my limits and get a clip to make a montage. I feel more engaged with the game now, and like there's a fresh challenge, and that has made Fortnite feel funner again. Not that I didn't enjoy it before, but it's like I'm learning a new game that I've already played, because I haven't played it in so long. But apart, I didn't take that huge break, and that's made the experience way more enjoyable. So if you're thinking about making the switch from controller to keyboard and mouse, here are some tips that can help you make the transition a whole lot smoother. First off, be patient. You're not going to improve overnight. It'll take a week. You're going to mess up a lot, and that's completely normal. Don't be ashamed. In the beginning, it can be extremely frustrating because the muscle memory isn't there. I definitely had a ton of moments where I felt like I wasn't improving and wanted to quit, but it's all a part of the process. Don't get discouraged or give up. It all takes time. Second, take the time to find keybinds and settings that work for you. Everyone's hands are different, and you need to customize it based on what feels comfortable for you, not optimal. For me, I had to experiment with multiple different settings until I found a YouTuber called Vermax whose settings are just awesome. Link in the description. The more comfortable you are with your setup, the better you'll transform. Don't be afraid to remap keys if something doesn't feel right. I even switched mine a couple of times during the first week until I found the sensitivity and bind is perfect. Third, spend your time practicing in creative. Creative is the best place to get comfortable and improve on keyboard and mouse. You can focus on whatever you're weak on: building, aiming, editing, or piece control. I did a bit of all of it in the start. It's not as good as just jumping into pub matches where there's so much pressure. Creative allows you to focus on mastering new mechanics without distraction or high ping. Also, try to play for at least 30 minutes a day, even if it's just going through a few basic edit drills or messing around with your settings. The more consistent you are, the quicker the muscle memory will kick in. Trust me, the small amounts of daily practice add up in a big way over time. And lastly, don't be afraid to take breaks when you get frustrated. It's easy to burn out if you're not seeing immediate results. For example, if I keep losing and get really mad, I'll just stop playing for a few hours and come back when I feel like it. If you feel annoyed or stuck, step away for a bit. You need a time to refresh your perspective after the break. Remember, the key to consistency, even if you're not seeing improvement right away. Keep it pushing, and you'll start noticing those little wins. It'll feel so rewarding when everything just clicks. If you enjoyed, be sure to drop a sub, as I want to try and get monetized by the end of the big 25. Have a good day.